Okay, I just want to make a few comments about my firewood bin here. I'll give some of the details and specs and what led me to building what I call the firewood bin here. Really, it's just essentially two 6-foot fence lines. It's open at both ends. So the opposing side here of the bin looks just like this. It's open. You can walk right in. It allows access from both sides. So I wanted a way to store firewood, allow it to dry, allow an easier way to cover it versus trying to just throw a tarp on wood on the ground. Because usually when I'm selling it, it's wintertime, and I don't know where you live, but we get some snow here. So trying to easily and efficiently get the snow off was a consideration. Speaking to that point real quick, obviously these sides, you got good airflow, but the wood, when it's put in there, is domed, and it basically just slides right off that tarp. So what it is, I have a sawmill. I milled out some red oak for these timbers. Those logs came right off this property, so they were here, readily available. Is it the best wood to stick in the ground? No. White oak is much better, black locust, if I wanted something native. This is what I had. This isn't a forever bin. This is probably 2-3 years old. It's gonna do what it needs to do. Those timbers aren't gonna go anywhere, in a couple of years. They're gonna last long enough for what I need. They're 4" by 6" full dimension. The posts, 6 foot out of the ground. They go 4 feet in the ground, so those were 10-foot posts. Those 4 by 6" posts. The cross members there that go from post to post, those are full dimension 2x4. So it's a full 2" by 4". I have a 6-foot livestock fence. I bought a 100-foot roll, and it did this whole thing. The entire length of the bin is about 48 feet, somewhere around there, just under 50 feet. I believe these posts are spaced 7 foot on center, just because of the what these 2x4 what those logs were. They were a little under 8, around 8. So basically, I think that's what it ended up being, about 7 foot on center. So it's 6 foot tall. Then posts go 4 foot in the ground. No concrete. Those posts have moved a little bit, but the ground was kind of soft when I did it. I bored a hole with skid steer with an auger bit, and just backfilled with whatever I had. Maybe some crusher run. It was probably crusher run packed in there by hand. Like I said, it's just under 50 feet long each side. It is about 13 feet wide. Why 13 feet? Why that realm? Why not 10? Why not 20? I wanted to be able to drive in here with a vehicle, and I didn't want it too large, because I wanted to be able to fill it up, dome it, and put a tarp across, to be able to have the snow shed off, and also water, but definitely the snow, which it does, without really having to even do anything. The sides are open, so really good airflow, nothing falls out. This drainage here is going to be getting improved and changed. I gotta regrade and continue that slope out, so this water doesn't sit here. But it's not under the firewood pile like that. It kind of looks that way, but it's not. I put down a geotextile fabric, and then I put down 6 inches of number 2 crushed. So it's not like the driveway where you have like larger stuff all the way down to your fines. This number 2 crushed around here, that's what they call it. Some places they call it, I believe, a number 57 stone, but it's about an inch and a half sized crushed limestone here. So they're all the same size. There's no fines, and it allows water that does get into this area to quickly get away from the surface. So any of this wood isn't sitting in water. So that's not really sitting in that water that's on the outside. And actually the water, if it did fill up on the under the wood, it actually would drain out the far side here. So what can be done is, once this is full, I mean, it's about a 20 cord bin, full cord, about 20 cords when it's fully filled. But what I can do, see, now I gotta finish off filling that side, but this wood over here, there was probably 2 to 3 cords left last year that I didn't end up selling, just I wanted to keep some on hand. That wood is about 2 years old. So rather than going back and starting back at this side, which is the newest split firewood, I'm going to come to this side, and I can work from this side down to that side. So that's the nice thing about having the open end bins. If there ends up being firewood left in the bin, like there was right here on this side, I'm not just going to keep pulling from that side. This way it allows me to continue to fill out the end down there, but I just won't burn or sell that this year. That'll have to season. But for the most part, all the way up to everything that's tarped in here is seasoned. That was some fresh stuff. That was actually from a previous video. I never ended up putting it out on that load. I needed the truck, so I had to get it off the truck. But that was actually some ash that was pretty low moisture content right after being split. And so what I'll do, I will, out of this, you can either load out with a machine, but I tend to want to measure it out. That's what I tend to do, selling by face cord or half cord. Customer gets an accurate amount. All the pieces are put on. Any debris is taken out. If there's any punky pieces, or if you get a piece kind of like this, you know, with mushrooms, I mean, it'll burn. I'll just burn that myself. I won't send that one out on the load. So the customer is getting, and plus customers that are buying face cords and half cords, they're burning for the ambiance. They don't want a wheelbarrow full of junk in their driveway when they're done. You sell them a premium product, especially if it's been seasoned 2 years. We can talk more about seasoning wood and what guys call seasoned. They're gonna call you back. You sell them a good product, a clean product, a dry product, consistent product, not oversized boiler wood, you know, all hardwoods, again, dry, consistent lengths. I go with just a standard 16 inches, you know, plus or minus a little bit. You're shooting for 16 inches, but again, it's, you know, not a perfect thing, but that's a standard size. And then I'll stack it out on some racks, my delivery racks, which I can put right here, stack them up by hand, and then those racks will get dumped right in the truck. That's how I do it.